Hey folks, my name is David and I get to present to you a brand new build today here at BrickVault. This is the Venator-Class Star Destroyer in Midi scale. This model was designed by builder Nopingrid, who also did the Cantwell-class Arrestor cruiser from a few weeks ago, which actually scales perfectly to the Venator. By now everyone should be familiar with the Venator, as it's as iconic as it gets, especially if you like the prequels and the Clone Wars, but in short, it's the main capital ship of the Galactic Republic, carrying thousands of troops and vehicles and generally acting as a command station in space for the Jedi. Nopingrid not only included the Venator we all know and love, but also the Imperial variant without the dark red markings that we see at the end of Revenge of the Sith. This midi-scale Venator uses 686 pieces, including the stand, and based on the placing of the Republic insignia, I'd say this is the Revenge of the Sith version of the Venator and not the Clone Wars version. Anyways, before I show you the details a little closer, let me introduce you to our web store www.brickvault.toys, where you can find the building instructions for this model and many more models. We hand-pick all the builds we sell on BrickVault and always make sure only the best of the best in terms of accuracy and quality of instruction are presented to you. As you can see, we also build every model ourselves, making sure everything is buildable and sturdy enough for our standards. So if you want to build this model yourself, check out the instructions on BrickVault or click the first link in the description that directs you to this build. It was a surprise to me that LEGO released the recent Midi Acclamator set and not the Venator, because that one's way more recognizable and cool, but I can always appreciate LEGO doing the more niche stuff. This was actually the first time that LEGO ever did an Acclamator, if I remember correctly, but of course now everyone's missing the Venator on their shelves, so Nopingrid stepped in to deliver us this very nice looking model. It doesn't scale 100% to the Acclamator. I believe his Venator is a tiny bit too long, maybe a couple of centimeters, but I still think they would look really nice together on display, since online you can find quite a few sources with different dimensions of these two ships. The Venator is around 33 centimeters long, 14 centimeters tall on its stand, and 16 centimeters wide. Here is my pink doorstopper as a size reference for you. This model does not only scale to my doorstopper, but also to the Cantwell class as I mentioned, and therefore also to Thrawn's Chimera and to the big Jedi temple. Here are also some of our other midi scale models next to it. At around 70 to 80 USD for the pieces, the model is actually a really affordable model and similarly priced as LEGO's Acclamator set. So if you'd rather have a Venator, again, this one's for you. The building experience was really nice, quite some intriguing techniques here, especially for the way the panels get connected to the skeleton. It took me around 1 to maybe 1.5 hours to complete, I'd say, and the result looks amazing. I'm always a fan of the panels being used this way instead of the wedge plates facing to the outside. That can sometimes be a bit boring looking. I also like how Nopingrid integrated the red striping in the back using plates on their sides. The turrets are represented using roller skate pieces, which works well I think, and the way the bridge tapers towards the top is really cool looking too. There's a small sub-assembly being used at an angle in the middle to make the slope towards the bridges, which I like, and it transitions nicely to the red stripe that goes down the middle of the ship. That is actually angled downwards ever so slightly, which is an accurate touch. Nopingrid also used panel pieces to cover up the gaps over the Republic insignia. I think panel pieces are just superior pieces. There I said it. Probably among the best ones to make gaps disappear easily without studs showing, especially on sections where sometimes slopes don't have the right angle or degree to line up perfectly, and even then sometimes they leave gaps too. Absolutely not related to this model, but I felt like appreciating panels for a second there. Anyways, where this model excels are the sides and back, I think. Even though there is so little space to work with, Nopingrid went all out detailing the sides with all sorts of interestingly textured pieces. Even the closed hangar doors are represented on both sides. The back also looks very nice. The engines are actually much better connected than I expected, and they use transparent light blue pieces to represent represent the glow of the thrust coming out. You can see the model is connected to a stand on the underside. It is connected via a couple of studs, so it's easily removable. On the underside you can also find a few details like the hanger and the dark red stripes represented with grill pieces here. The model is much sturdier than it looks, I think. You can see me carrying it, even holding the very ends of the sides, which are already pretty thin, but the way everything comes together works so well that there is not much space for pieces to move around on the inside nor on the outside, so there's not much space for any connections breaking. This is easily swooshable. I found myself coming really close to the build, just imagining how tiny a person would be if it was standing on the plating or in the hanger, and just appreciating the integrity of this build. This is a perfect addition if you have either the Acclamator or maybe even the UCS Venator, so if that's you, you might want to consider adding this one to your collection too. Instructions are available on BrickVault. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this week's mock and video, please leave a like before you click on that recommended video on the right. It doesn't cost you anything and helps us out immensely. And if you like mocks like these, feel free to subscribe to not miss out on future releases. I think we're back with weekly uploads now. Don't quote me on that though. I just moved studios, so I really didn't have the time nor the space to focus on new mock videos these past few weeks, but the move is almost complete, so you can expect more regular uploads now again. And also keep your eyes peeled for a studio move vlog or two maybe. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one at BrickVault.